Hello everyone, this is Big Alski.
And this is GTB.
And this is Alhazard's Ninja Gaiden Sigma Chapter 8 Hard Karma Run. This is a Rachel chapter. So I actually enjoyed the Rachel chapters. I said that before.
Yeah, me too. I know we did say that in the other video, but she's... I always thought she was a bit underrated. She does play, like, in subtle ways, but she does play quite differently from Ryu. She's got a couple of key differences that I think, you know, when you're kind of in the when you're in Ryu mode, like, you're like, oh, this feels weird. Once you adjust to it, it's not too bad. I love that move that she has. I kind of wish Ryu had something like that. It just looks so badass when she just flips over them like that. Now, this chapter is pretty quick. There is a fiend challenge in it, which we will cover, but it's not actually in the video. But just so you're aware, you know, this is a pretty quick chapter. There really is only a handful of fights and then Gamov to do. Using the UTs, like in this fight, looking at it, like with a bit of luck, you may be able to get 3 because you have 18 seconds and you have the Warhammer's UT, which is really, really fast. But you'd have to get insanely lucky with the enemy placement to actually get 3 UTs out of it. So I'm fully understand why he just goes for 2 and an ET.
So on the first fight, I wonder why he didn't charge right off the beginning. Maybe he didn't want to kill 2 or 3 enemies. I guess that's the reason why.
I would imagine so, yeah, because you can easily take him out. And he does get a really good amount of UTs out of that one too. That's one problem with Rachel that you do see there a little bit. Her movement isn't as fast as Ryu's. There's a little bit more startup on her, like everything about her, really, like her roll, her runs, a little bit more startup.
Well, that's because she's top heavy.
Yeah, that's very true. So
yeah, she got a little extra weight to balance.
she does kind of get stunned there, and you notice that like she does kind of get locked down a little bit with the gunfire, which is kind of annoying, but just one of those things. And the reason he kills them obviously is to chain ETs to this. Now with that enemy there, he probably could have just done the flip over and you know, the hold Y to cut his head off. I mean, he still makes a time limit, but looking at it, like I would have assumed he'd have enough time to do that. There is actually a helicopter fight in where the manhole cover is, but for whatever reason it's not timed. I don't think it ever is timed, even though it does look like a fight for this chapter. So whatever the reason, it's not a timed fight, which is unfortunate. See, I love it that she can do it to fiends as well. It's like she just flips over them. She's like, get out of my way. Rachel's cool. She's underrated.
Right.
Now this fight's fairly straightforward. Just use your ability to move and use the environment to get your UTs. One thing to note is, if I remember rightly, that doesn't actually register there, did it? Looking at the points, which is very strange. Maybe that I would imagine that's due to the sweet spot he's using, but that's just something that can happen. And if you look at the horizontal range of Rachel's Warhammer UT, it's quite a bit larger than Ryu's. Like when she hits the ground, there's kind of like a star pattern that comes out, and that gives it quite a lot more range than when you actually have the weapon with Ryu. Is that ninpo? I'm trying to remember what.
It's been a long time since I've played.
I think that's your ninpo there. I could be wrong, but I think that's what is actually there.
I just hate the load screen right before the fight. I just think that's such, so bad.
It does happen quite a lot in Sigma, which is unfortunate. I guess it's got like quite a bit more to load than NGB.
So here he's going to drag the essence. And there's plenty of time too to go and save and.
Yeah, time's not really that much of an issue in this chapter from what I remember. As long as you as long as you organise everything, you should be fine.
Yeah, that was nice to do it just in time so you don't kill all 3. Because if all 3 came around, they were all dead.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing with Rachel's, the animation on her UT, it is quite a bit longer, so you do have to be careful with that. I think it's funny that he's just attacking the stairs there. Right, so the increase in score there, looking at that, is probably that's got to be the Fiend Challenge. And that's in front of the military base section, where you evidently fight, Dynamo 2.0 or whatever he's called. And on hard, I think is it just ogres? I think it's just ogres.
I think it's pink. Isn't it pink fiends too? Ogres.
Oh yeah, you're right. Pink fiends and ogres. Yeah, that's true.
Now they put that save statue out there because there's a wall there that you can't go and get to the gate. They cut off part of the pathway.
Yeah, they did. There is usually that door there, and as well, like as Rachel with her movement, she can't actually get through the like the wall jump area. So that's something to bear in mind. Here again is one of the best uses of that evade move. Like when you have celerity and an essence out, like it's a guaranteed UT, and it's super useful because you don't have to like kind of get the enemy to whiff a move or interrupt a move to be able to get that follow-up UT, which is really nice.
So again, you can go and save, kill the guys, drag the essence. I mean, it's the same. Dragging the essence for Ryu or Rachel, it's, the principle's kind of the same.
And as you can see here as well in this fight, it's also a great move to stagger essence. This is really, really useful for staggering like one, so you can keep one out and keep it going. And it just looks awesome.
Now I remember when we first fought Gamoth, he was a little tough, just because nobody knew his move sets.
Yeah, I really like that they added him in. It was kind of fun to learn like a new boss, even though when you actually figure him out, it's a joke. But it's kind of, as you'll see here, you can pretty much just counter-attack him to death. If you ever knock him down, you can go for the follow-up attack like he does there. Using ninpo to take out the remaining enemies is fine. If you actually do land a UT on Gamov, it absolutely destroys his health. Like, it takes off a massive chunk. But one thing he is pretty annoying about is like he will constantly fire his guns at you, so you need to get him in a certain range so that he won't shoot you out of your UT starter, which, if I remember rightly, happens.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Because like those bullets they hit you straight away. Like there's no delay at all.
It's kind of a joke how easy they made the counter attack in this game versus Ninja Gaiden Black. But that's it. So the chapter time limit is going to be 28 minutes. He has plenty of time left. The kills are 47. But again, something that they didn't take into account is the Fiend challenge. But, that's Sigma. But that's it. So we'll see you in the next chapter.
See you guys.